Hey, I got one more issue. June Suter requested about the roadside pickup.
Yes, the thing I brought to the court last time.
Yeah, right, and we checked with animal shelter and all, and she's done work with them, and they've got a volunteer group, and they're wanting to pick up certain miles of roadside. Is that what it is?
Right, they do fundraising, and of course, we've been paying the volunteer groups at the rate of $100 per mile.
Right.
And what I do generally is I get with the detention center, Mark, and then the detention center, and determine a road, maybe mileage that has not been recently collected, that's got some waste on it, so they just won't walk the road. And we pay them at the rate of $100 a mile.
Clean it up.
And June Suter came to us last time and wanted to, her group, maybe us, from now till the end of the year,
Just ongoing.
give them approval for 10 miles of road. She mentioned 10 miles.
Up to
10 miles of
maybe
road.
5
And
less,
then
but
we would reimburse her as I certify that they've been collected.
right. But
This goes to the animal shelter?
no, it goes to her, the group that's doing actual work.
And I would encourage that for the simple reason that Marion Adjustment Center now
They're
is not
going-
going to really be
In the picture.
in the picture
Yeah,
as far
I think
as
it's
waste
gonna be-
collection
it's
goes,
gonna
and
be
they can
that
maybe
big.
take up a little of the slack. So it'll help.
That'll be fine.
Good.
just proceed on, and you'll keep track of
I
the
will.
areas and the miles and.
And also, we'll stage the sacks on the side of the road, and we'll get the inmate labor to go out and pick up the loaded bags once they stage it. You see that in other counties.
Yeah, once they know,
I'll
make sure they
furnish
let
them
us
with the
know.
pickup tools, the sacks, the vests, and everything. I won't directly supervise. I mean, I'm not going to be out on the road with them
Yeah.
every time, but they'll have the monitors and stuff they need. They have in the past.
And they'll be on their own.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can count the bags and tell how far they went.
Thank you, Mr. Rock.
Thank you. Anything else, Keith?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Kim, Barry, good?
I'd like to recognize the sheriff turned 50 today.
Hey, happy birthday.
He hit the benchmark with this water spot.
Sing him happy birthday, and embarrassing good.
I figured I'd get him while I got the cameras running.
Mr. Brock turned 50 the other day, we sang him happy birthday.
That's right. Yeah. He turned 50?
Would you mind walking up? Jim, would you mind walking
Only
up?
half done, right?
Walk up and let's see what a 50-year-old dinosaur looks like.
Judge, the Department of Corrections started a release program in June with the initiative of releasing prisoners that were parole upon completion, meaning that they've been granted parole if they complete a treatment program. Well, then they've established what they call IOP, which is a community intensive outpatient programming, and some of that can be as little as an inmate goes to 3 AA meetings a week, and that's it. So that initiative has seen a statewide a downturn in inmate populations. And of course, when I've been to Frankfurt, and actually I testified at July the 11th to a joint committee based upon evidence-based programs and trying to look out for the protection of counties that invest in counselors and programs, that we would be priority beds, you know, over even other jails in other counties if we make that investment. And I believe it's like, the pendulum will swing one way, it'll balance itself back out. They assure me that they think that within a month or so that we'll see the count numbers start stabilizing again, and we'll see where that goes at. But anyway, we intend to August the 12th. I meet with our newly formed committee, which is on our House Bill program, program under House Bill 463, and we're going to start trying to, at that point, go to circuit judges, prosecutors, probation and parole, and try to market in with the PSAP, which is inmates that they can be issued a sentence and then give like an alternative. If they complete a treatment program, then they could be granted release, and then they put that on the shelf, as well as alternative sentencing for the pilot program. So, and we hope that if we do that in August, and then we'll have an actual, kind of like a job fair, but it'll be staged at the jail with inmates on particular booths that you'll have, you know, whether it's prosecutors or judges, and hopefully we'll invite several from around the state. But, you know, I intend to try to hit some of the metropolitan areas, you know, of course, Louisville, and, you know, hit Nelson County, which, you know, they're loaded with county inmates. Anderson County doesn't have a jail, and they keep a pretty heavily high county population, and try to look for some input from those prosecutors and judges for alternative sentencing and those PSAPs. But nonetheless, I was in Frankfurt again today, speaking with the adult education groups, and it's just an ongoing task, and I think some of the I do think we hit a home run. I think I did well in Frankfurt on July the 11th. The thing is now we got to wait until the legislative session goes in, and hopefully that Terry Mills and Jimmy Higdon, Senator Higdon, and Representative Mills will file a bill, and it depends if we can get it passed. You know, if we can file it and get it where there's two things that we want to focus on, and both of them is that Marion County's already made the investment. One thing is that we made the investment in national standards, and that's one thing that they want to seek out, that if there is a county correctional facility that has sought out national standards, that those beds be first for filling. That, you know, they would have to fill my beds first before they look to move the inmates anywhere else. And secondly is make priority these evidence-based program beds that, you know, that we don't have necessarily even inmates in prison or jails, other jails, that are setting that could actually be involved, engaged in programs, because again, we know it's a studied evidence that they're less likely to recidivize. Today, we've taken a pretty good plunge. Of course, the prison is, I heard that they moved 60 out down there today, and their count is coming back, but I'm 60 short myself. We haven't seen these numbers in 8 or 9 years. So again, I've been to Frankfurt. I stay on the phone regularly, talking to folks, the ones that are key players in it. They claim that we're going to be fine. It'll stabilize and come back up. But I can only ask you that when you got the opportunity to speak with our representatives, that we've made the investments. We just need now for that legislative for that to be put in. I spoke with some of the folks out of Washington D.C. with ACA just yesterday, and I'm getting them to come in, and hopefully that they'll lobby too for that initiative that if, correctional facilities that meet national standards would be the priority bed housing. So
where's all these that they're shipping out? They're all still going in Kentucky somewhere? They just none coming.
They're releasing. I mean, when what they did, Larry, is when they started the intensive outpatient program, the IOP, you're going to start hearing a lot about the IOP. Is they look for street programs like what they got in Campbellsville, some of these treatment programs on the street. Well, those beds kind of like flooded and got full really quick. So then, I really haven't been able to find out who, at this point, they've initiated the release and they haven't initiated the supervision because they've got absconding charges, they've got dirty drug tests, and no one's been sent back. So it's, as soon as we got to figure out who the players are. I mean, and I'm taking that that's going to be probation and parole is going to be the oversight for that. And the word that I have been given is that the offender can have as many as 3 drug violations, dirty use drug violations during the program. As many as 3, and I don't know again what the infractions or anything is going to be for those individuals. They did assure, they said that it would balance out in the next month or so, but right now it's several empty beds at the jail.
They'll be right back quick as they kill somebody.
Well, I'm like Jackie, the pendulum flows back and forth, but even if it does, we got to be on the front end of this legislation. And we're going to be we're going to be floating along unless we find, and there's not going to be a lot of other county judges or magistrates going to want to support it.
Right.
But if we get it, if the language is presented right, I think that hopefully we don't have a lot of fight from some of these organizations. If maybe they won't look at us as a threat. We'll be in. It'll take everybody else, 18 months to 2 years to catch up. So.
At the Magistrates and County Judges meeting there 2 weeks ago, Dan Kelly was supposed to be on the Saturday morning program with alternative sentencing, along with the UK counseling group, and he was under the weather. He didn't show up, but they went ahead and presented part of the program. But they were talking about the alternatives to sentencing as a form of treatment, given some of these counseling sessions and this release program you're talking about. That's been my greatest concern with MAC, inmate relocation or release. They had a substantial amount of SAP beds down there that were going to be interrupted. They weren't going to be able to complete unless they left them for the full term, 120-day, their turnout or their transition period or wind down, whatever you want to call it. Some of those were 6-month programs. They wouldn't have time to nearly intake. And merging them in with an existing SAP program somewhere in the state might be hard to fit. Somebody's 3 months in, finding somewhere in a 6-month program to slot them in. So it's always been my concern is how they were going to transition those folks out and effectively terminate them in a program that was going to give some results. The other side, well, just like the day they made the announcement that they had the Rosewood gathering over there, they thought they were going to announce the renewal of the contract and in turn announce the impending closure. The day after, I had a county judge call me, and his jailer was on the phone with him, said, how can we get some of those prisoners over there? Like I had something to do with it.
Yeah, I've got those phone calls.
They were waiting in the wings for this redistribution of these 850 inmates to go out to the county jails, which in all likelihood wasn't really going to happen. So, I mean...
But we've even, in a little over 30 days, we've even seen statewide, is the inmates applying to go to treatment programs or sign up for programs has decreased because the inmates have really, they clue on real quick. If I get parole upon completion, I don't have to stay no longer. I get released. I don't have to complete the program. They're going to put me on an intensive outpatient. I got a chance of an intensive outpatient program, which may even consist of 3 AA meetings. So I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go at. Again, until we figure out the release has started, but we're trying to figure out who all the players and who's going to be supervising these guys, and when they do get to come back. Of course, I think that we're selling our own program. Having a secure program where you have somebody's captive attention in a community, and that's the whole part of this SAP program is having the community where you actually live 6 months. You live in that community of drug-free and talking about your recovery dynamics and living that daily instead of saying, I'm at the house, I'm going to show up for 3 AA meetings. So I don't really know. I don't think that it was a push to put a lot of folks out of prison and jail in a quick order with this IOPs, but how well they do, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Eric, you handle prisoners now? I mean, as far as you said, you got 60 empty beds. Correct? They're not. They're releasing, and they're not sending. You got the program.
No, and that's what we're needing from the legislators right now, is because there's nothing. We tried 2 years ago to get it passed in jail standards that if you was an evidence-based bed, that the county made that investment, that you'd be a priority bed. And we actually tried to pass in there that if you was an ACA, a national standards facility, that you'd be priority. But it never got out of committee. We never got out of discussions, and it crashed.
The reason for that was you're the only certified jail.
Yeah,
That's the reason, right.
But that kind of stuff, that's what we need.
You're saying the state's releasing prisoners, they're absconding. Nobody knows where these guys are.
They have had some absconding, and they have had some dirty drug tests and stuff. That I don't know what the penalty phase.
They don't even consider dirty drug test anymore, though, do they? They don't even consider that being a violation.
it's getting tougher, Jackie. I mean, I don't know, again, and it's like we've seen, 27, 28 years now in this business. It's kind of like a pendulum flows one way and it comes back. We'll see what the results are in 6 months, how well this impacted or how successful it was. You look at what happened in Louisville. They had 6 murders in 5 days. I'm not saying it has anything directly related to it, stuff, but I would just hope that there's somewhere along the line we get legislation passed that if there's educational, self-help, evidence-based beds available in Kentucky, that they become priority beds for housing instead of having 3 hots and a cot in in a workforce in another county. So anyway, I'll probably be out there lobbying by myself, but hopefully y'all join with me.
Yeah.
I think the concern that I would express about just warehousing people and sending them to jails that don't offer solutions, hopefully that fall on somebody who will pay attention to it.
Exactly.
We'll see. Okay, thank you, Barry.
All right.
You do a great job. Thanks, Barry.
Here, Robbie, EMS.
Things are going pretty well. We've had training all week. We're going to finish up tomorrow. We've been up at the vocational center. They've gave us one of their classrooms up there. Some of the money, I guess, you all helped them with, and it's a nice place.
I saw your van. Is that Jim Thomas taught one up there a year or so ago?
Yeah, he
Is that
did.
similar?
No, this here is for, actually it's for all of our people. It's 48-hour paramedic first reports.
Oh, okay.
So we've got people from Taylor and Green. We've averaged about 20, 25 people every day so far. The helicopter services, both of them going together, come in and conference class. Fortunately, it's worked real well. People asking why we haven't been to the station, we've all been up there this week. But other than that, things are going well unless you all have any questions.
Y'all do anything up there classroom wise like you did a few years ago? Or?
Now, that's something that the board has to get with
Whoever.
vote tech, and it's a long, drawn-out process. But I mean, we did go up there occasionally for some of our host of classes and so forth, and help them with things. As far as the set class curriculum right now, we don't have anything.
Sounds good, Robbie. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, Hayden, emergency management.
Continuing with training, we've got a class scheduled for August the 17th. Hazardous materials awareness and emergency response guide. I got an email from Frankfurt yesterday that only 6 people have signed up for the class, and none of them are from Marion County.
Where's your class at? Where they have it?
It'll be upstairs.
Oh, here. Oh, here.
So I've sent out a request, notified everybody else, reminder, if you want the class, need the class, you need to sign up. So, that everything all right?
You're looking better since you started walking, right?
I know. Find that the floor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Thanks, sir.
Okay, Steve, Larry, y'all have anything exceptional report on animal control or?
No, I talked to them and was out there and we helped get their vehicles out of the bushes and put in auction last week and got all that going. And they've got a little water issue in front they're gonna work on before it runs in the door and heavy rains. And other than that, everything's going pretty good, they said.
We ever decide what to do out there on that tile?
No.
The road's about this far above the door.
I was gonna get with Tommy sometime, look at it. and see
Pretty good fun.
What happened, you probably know, or if you've been around the front.
Roads built up higher than the front door?
Yeah, and those hard rains we had a while back.
Did we blacktop under?
No, it's just gravel.
Chip seal.
Chip
but
seal?
it's-
Had to be cut back out.
We'll go
take
look
down.
at some.
I don't know, it had to be a bunch of them, Tommy.
I need to look at it.
Yeah, that's what I say, we'll go back there sometime.
Might be easier jack the building.
That mean, I had to
Build a wall around it or
get
something.
those vehicles out front with a job.
But we'll look at it sometime, see if you got any ideas. But they said everything else is going.
Everything's going okay. That's good. I guess that concludes the committee report. I entertain a motion to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61810. Motion to continue litigation.
Second.
Well,
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
reckon you better on that?
Yes.
He says it's nice, 24/7.
Y'all dozing off to there or something?
I did.
Get up.
Newspaper's not here now.
Well, they put it in there so long, Brittany can come with it.
Oh, that's good, get some food. You gonna make sure it's here, wouldn't you? Yeah. Sometimes it ain't.
Did you want to address the court?
You wanna choke him? Come on up here.
Okay, I entertain a motion to re-enter the regular session to
Motion. Second. Yes.
Yes.
That's where,
Yeah.
Mr. Mash.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll skip over paying bills for just a moment. Old business and new business, I think we've already discussed the address and meeting, draft ordinance that Joe's prepared and recommended changes. I'll get that out to you. Just give my email back about that little thing in there that just, small minor. The other little thing under that old business list there is a handout that talks about the new area code changes. I don't know how much it affects anybody, I thought it was interesting. Steve later when it's out there,
Even once that, for this latest one, are you gonna have to dial 10 digits anytime? Like now, you know, if it's 692, you just dial it. But I think when that goes into effect, you have to dial the, I'm thinking you dial the 10 digits.
I
Anytime
think
you
it's
can
gonna
call
require
local.
that you have to dial your 270.
That's what I'm thinking.
Beginning of March.
It's
When
gonna
that all
be
goes
in
in.
effect beginning February 1st, you're gonna use the new dialing procedure.
Yeah.
Because this came out of Time Warner Cable, because many people were bundling their service, you got phone, cable, and internet all through like Time Warner.
Yeah.
I guess Windstream, sends it or knows it or something, but it actually takes effect as of, the 3rd. That's, you should begin using the new dialing procedures. But I hadn't heard too much comment. I guess most everybody dials local numbers, 9% of the time it's right here in the county. You don't do anything different there. I guess if you dial outside the county, you may have to, I don't know, I can't talk about it.
One of the full-blown thing, you're gonna dial all 10 for local numbers. When it's said and done, I'm pretty sure that's what came out from this new.
I didn't know how to interpret exactly that to the Time Warner. Their technique was a little bit ambiguous to me.
I'm thinking that was a Windstream.
Speed down.
They're gonna have some area codes, so it'd just be a 10-digit system-wide, I'm thinking.
Anyway, there's a little guidance there for you, in case you want to keep that for your own reference. The next thing on C there, on the 7th, if you didn't get it today, you'll get it tomorrow. So I am inviting everybody to the advisory board meeting. And kind of an update on our 911 process. The city council magistrate and everybody coming, so I just advertised a special meeting next Wednesday. And the other folks, the Windstream folks, David Lucas, who's Lexington State County Government's actually doing another migration in another county this day, so he won't be here.
Where is that meeting, Judge?
It's gonna be on the 3rd floor, so.
What time is it? 1:30?
1:30.
Next Wednesday.
1:30 next Wednesday. And I think you are probably already more aware of where we are than some of the other folks that are gonna be there. I did ask the city council members to sit down, because I just want to know what all we've invested. I want to go through the $200,000 roughly that we'll have put into this, map sync and link trail contracts, and the ultimate investment in equipment and software and connectivity costs and so forth that we've gotten funded through CMRS grant that we'll have spent by the end of December. So hopefully it'll make them a little more solid enough and ready to agree to the 30% commitment.
Oh, they haven't agreed yet?
Well, the mayor had, that was a 180 for him, but I got him to commit, so I think it's important for the council to go along with it. And I have had individual meetings with the council members. Kate Pelosi's still struggling with it, thinks that it's a county function where I'll be provided. They already paid county taxes, E911 will be provided by the county. Well, Washington County, Springfield and the county and cities, 50/50 better county. Most of them.
Every county split.
The ones that I have never found out about, particularly the ones that join us all, it's a city, county, joint venture, and they have a surcharge, which we're gonna do with that. So we could extract it by passing surcharge and collecting from the 30% population within the city. But to me, it's a no-brainer, because the cities go ahead and contribute, and all of the save the taxpayers some money, absorb it, and use the CMRS money that's available to do it. So it'll fund it. Okay, the last thing that's, I wanted to mention was, y'all have a handout here about the Red Cross volunteer picnic coming up on August 11th. If more than invited to come to that, have a nice little gathering Sunday afternoon. We have a really nice setting in Sonia and Spencer Clark's farm. Out on
That's the old Dr. Doris
Dr.
place.
Doris' place. They have a pool and everything. You want to come and soak or whatever. The food will be free, and Red Cross is getting pretty well based here. Got about 30 or 40 local volunteers that participate in all the blood banks. I've been through crisis training and first single family fire training and all different components of Red Cross, but you're all invited to that. I guess we'll go back and pay the bills.
Motion to pay the bills, possessions, priority.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Quayle?
Yes. Yes.
Unanimous.
Well, I did skip over that one last thing is we talked about and have discussed, and there was a renewal of the lease for the parking lot at the corner of I guess, Mulberry and Spalding.
Motion to pass.
Second.
As it is.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Quayle?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Unanimous.
So is there anything else on the agenda?
That's it.
That's it.
Anybody got anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
MTA?
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Lease on the parking lot at the corner of Mulberry and Spalding.
Hey,